Magnification volume 0%.
Good afternoon and welcome to Blindformers. I am your host, Blind Prime, and for today I will be teaching you how to transform your Transformers Generations Legacy Deluxe Class Dragstrip here into his vehicle mode, the Formula One race car, through the steps necessary from robot to race car. So, if you like what you see here and you want to help me raise awareness for the blind, please subscribe. It goes a long way to helping more people find my channel who need it. And if you want to leave a comment and talk, ask questions, go ahead and leave one down below. All right, let's start into this guy. So, what you want to do first is remove this gun. I have a pistol from another Transformer that he holds because my roommate said it was yellow and he thought it looked nice. So I just put it together. I was like, all right, well, if it's aesthetically pleasing to people with vision, I guess I'll just include it. I have no idea myself, but it's a nice little pistol. Bumblebee usually has it. So remove all the accessories from your drag strip. Once removed, now comes the fun parts. And he is actually a very fun transformation. So first off, what you want to do is his little, what is that called? The front bumper of a Formula One race car? I know there's all right, the front spoiler, the ground-based spoiler for the race car. You want to, they're twisted on his shoulders. So you just want to twist them so that they end up hovering above the shoulder. And that's all you're going to do with those right now. You're just going to twist them. Next up, you're going to want to lower his arms a bit. Now, bring his arms back just a little bit. And come in here to his front core section, and you're going to want to attach it. So what you do is you hold the transformer, you hold Dragstrip in one hand, while with the other hand you reach forward and you feel on his chest, and you'll feel that he's got these two notches down towards the bottom of it, or deeper into the chest, and these are like the aerodynamic bits that are going to be in the Formula One race car. But it's a great place to put your thumb and forefinger, or thumb and middle finger, while your forefinger goes right in front of the head. There's a nice solid point there, and then you're just going to want to pull it apart. Now that you've pulled it apart, you want to then rotate the head backwards. You don't need to like twist the head or turn the head, nothing like that. Just pull it backwards on its little hinge and it will click into place. Now listen to that. We got that click? Yeah, got that click. I love it whenever they click into place. That's always so satisfying. All right. Now that that part is raised up away from the rest of the body, where you're going to twist that. No, we won't twist it yet, because first off, we've got to disattach the arms. So just grab both arms, one in each hand, and then just sort of pull them back. They don't require much strength, but what you're doing is you're disattaching them from their anchor points by pulling them out slightly, and then they both will flow upwards and just kind of wave around where the head used to be. So they're going to cover up the neck hole. Now, while these things are waving around, we got a few things we need to do with the arms. First off, this giant metal pad. Well, I guess it's plastic, but in the Transformer it's metal. This is an armor, like shield for the forearm or something. It spins 360 degrees. So you want to spin it 180 degrees, and you want to do the same with the other arm. Just rotate that panel 180 degrees from the forearm, and it will go all the way down. And nothing happens with the hands. The hands do not fold into anything. But once that panel is removed, you got all this blank space between the panel and the shoulder on the arm. Now the spare wheel, because there's two wheels up here. This is a 6-wheeled Formula One race car. I have no idea why 6 wheels, but you want to move both wheel. The one wheel is stacked behind the other one, and it's on its own hinge. So you just rotate that wheel down and around, and it's going to fill in that location on the arm that the shield that you just moved 180 degrees revealed. So now that both of those things are taken care of, these arms actually fold pretty well together. So you just push the arms down and make sure that the front spoiler for the Formula One race car is lined up properly. And that's all you're going to do for right now, because we still have a little more to handle and talk about. So once that bit's done, you want to then rotate the front of the race car and while rotating it, there's a where the head folded in on the core, the chest of the robot. Now comes an interesting part. So you want to pull that bit back so that it's as if you're trying to unfold the head again. But there's some hinges in here we've got to move, and they're a bit stiff. So put your thumb at the bottom of the arch, that is the cockpit for the Formula One race car, and then you're going to want to push it up and out. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get that hinge to engage. And when that hinge engages, we're good. We're golden. There it goes. It is a tough hinge. So you got to push right at that nice little nose cone area of the cockpit. And you want to push that hinge forwards until it clicks. And that will allow a little more reach to be made by this cockpit for the Formula One racer. And it's going to line up very well, and very, very well. And this is how you can test if you've done it right. It should line up with both of the arms that now are spread out across the sides of the body. And now we're going to look at the arms. So these arms do something else that I forgot. Go ahead and pick up the Formula One race car little cockpit area on its hinge. You don't need to do much more than that. But what we're going to do is, if you feel in here with your finger where the arm lays flat against the core, you'll find that there is like half a stud sticking out there. And the hand on your robot is actually going to fit in that. And it just folds in there and clamps into shut. So like he's reaching down with his arms and he's grabbing something and holding on. And you want to make sure you've done that with both hands so that now when you try to pull the parts apart, they no longer pull apart. And make sure everything is connected and smooth, and lower the cockpit back down into its resting position so that now it looks like we have the front half of a Formula One race car. Now we're going to work on the back half, and this is important. Do not mess with the back half until the front half is complete. A lot of this front half has to slide into some spots that are on the back half, connection points, and I'm about to talk about those. But it's easier if you assemble the front half into the Formula One race car and then you move to the back. So on the back, we have the legs, and right below the knee, you can actually pull at the lower leg and a panel will be revealed. And now that that panel's revealed, we want to then spin the legs 180 degrees, and we're just going to fold the leg on itself into the negative space revealed by that panel. So we're going to follow the same process with this, folding the upper leg and the knee joints into this spot. And sometimes it just happens really well, and then other times it wants to fight you. But hey, that's Transformers for you. Sometimes they want to work, and sometimes they want to fight. So once you've gotten those 2 points, those 2 bits folded into, the legs folded in, you want to then clamp down the panels that are now on the underside of the vehicle. And when the legs fold in while you're clamping down on the panels, for me, it just did it. It just connected everything together. We've got a nice sturdy car. And that will happen most of the time if you leave those panels unfolded. After you've folded the upper legs into the lower legs, and you've lined everything up and you connect the 2 parts together, then when you fold the panels down, they will actually lock in to a few points that are behind this Formula One race car's cockpit and on these hands. And it does it quite well, and you don't need anything. And that is really amazing, and I love that transformation. I don't know about you guys, but this has been one fun transformation. Now you just take the little weapons that he comes with, and you put one on either side of the cockpit, because, this guy is boss, and he is a Formula One race car with all the guns. Not quite as many as Mirage with Siegeport-wise, but he's got enough. He's got a good bit. And that other little gun I have doesn't really belong with him, but I set it in his cockpit. You can just set it in there. And yeah, that is how you transform Dragstrip. Everything turned out pretty well. If your back spoiler for your Dragstrip doesn't line up right, don't worry about that. I don't know why it doesn't ever line up really 100% flush. You'll get it 90% flush, but there will be a part that's always a little messed up. And I think that's more to do with quality control or something. But this is an excellent, excellent transformation. I've loved every second of it. I play with this guy a lot. I think this is a great introduction to the Stuntacons, and this being the first of the 5, I can't wait to see what Hasbro brings us for the transformations of the other ones. And I hope they are all just as interesting and intuitive as this transformation has been, and none of them are stupid simple and not really complicated, because those aren't really fun to transform. The fun ones to transform are the ones that have a lot of steps and require order of operation, like this guy does. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please tune in tomorrow, where I will be discussing the vehicle mode and a review on Dragstrip's vehicle mode. And then on Friday, we of course have Power Rangers Friday, where I will be introducing you to Titanus and talking about Titanus and all that Titanus can offer. So tune in for Power Rangers Friday and for the vehicle episode tomorrow on Thursday. Until next Prime.